All right. Well, it is time, yogis. I'm so happy that you're here. When you feel ready, when you're able to get up and out, bring yourselves to your mat in a standing position, a comfy standing position. And we're going to connect with our breath as we move, what I like to refer to as a moving meditation, because it really helps us engage our breath. As we head back to our mats, there's no requirement to get to your spot immediately. Find some time to just take a casual stroll around, especially if you've been sedentary all morning. Literally just kind of like shaking, feeling like a rag doll, maybe moving a little bit through the wrists, opening and closing fingers, finding the corners of your feet, stretching and moving as you come to a comfy place on your mat. Somewhere up near the top third quadrant of your mat, and when you've arrived, we're sweeping arms up and overhead, really soft here, just a big breath in. And as you exhale, breathe out, bringing hands to goalpost. Try again, breathing in, stretching maybe a little longer this time. Exhale, tip over to your left side, really soft in the beginning. Inhale, rise. Tip right, exhale. In breath. Out breath, hands come behind low back. We're going to try to clasp our hands and press them away from us. If that bothers your elbows, hold your forearms instead. Take another breath in here. Exhale, release hands by sides. Inhale, arms overhead, stretch a little taller, eye gaze up. As you exhale into goalpost, sink your buns back and down. Sit in a little yoga chair. Inhale, rise again. Hold your right wrist as you tip over for this exhalation. Inhale, center. Hold left wrist, tip right. Exhale, let it all go. Breathe in. Breathe out, clasp forearms or hands, and then this time fold forward as much as it feels good. When we feel that little pull on our hamstrings, let's pause and enjoy. Breathe in and out again, tuck chin to chest. One more round. Bring it to life with breath. Arms rise overhead. Exhale, goalpost. Sink into your chair, but see if you can flare your chest open. Bring your eyes up. Inhale, rise. Right leg steps behind as we tip. Exhale. Inhale, center. Left leg steps behind. Exhale. Inhale, rise. Clasping hands behind low back, and as you do, forward fold, soft elbows. Maybe a little bit deeper this time. We might even be able to drop our chins to our chest, our heads hang heavy. In breath and an out breath. As straight as it feels good for your knees to be, stretching the back body. And on this one, yogis, let your hands melt down to your low back and then literally drag them down your legs so they don't come crashing to the earth. Finding a forward fold. Great time to grab your yoga accessories if you have blocks, pillows, or hardcover books that would build your ground up and support you, or you can bend your knees really deeply. Hang head again, lift halfway, fingertips press off the shins, really lengthen top of head to tail. Big breath in, exhale, release, full exhalation. Use your belly like a sponge, like you'd squeeze out all the water, squeeze out all the breath against your thighs. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, squeeze out. Fully empty. Make room for fresh prana. Inhale. Exhale. Let's make it a little bigger. Inhale, arms rise overhead. Buns lower, and we lift our chest to chair. Now, if the arms overhead are too much, we can always bring them to goalpost. Float down, forward fold. Twice more like that. Inhale, halfway. Arms overhead. Keep inhaling as you sink your buns and open your heart. Float back down any way you enjoy to forward fold. Last time, halfway lift. Arms overhead. Buns sink, inhale, rise. Finding a really open, joyful chair pose. Drive to the sky. Exhale, forward fold, and let's move on. Nice job, yogis. Fingertips in front of toes with your left knee really bent, so you can bring your right hand to your hip and twist open. How much can you lengthen your left side? When that feels good, stack your arms, eye gaze to the sky as your fingers elongate. Breath connection here, really big breath in. Exhale, release, fingers back in front of toes, right knee bends. Try that on the other side. Left arm comes to the hip and find tons of length through your right side body. elegantly lift up through left fingers. Eye gaze smoothly follows. Finding our transitions gracefully, slowly, breath-filled and with ease today. Exhale, release to the earth, forward fold. Take a moment to shake your head, my friends. One of my very favorite things to do. Like, I'm shaking no. I have zero time for the tension that's in the back of my neck, my back, my chest, wherever it is. No, thank you. And then let it shake off. Yes, I'm ready for that to happen. Shake yes. Putting a positive spin on this at the end here. Slowing your head when you're ready. Whew, that felt good, didn't it? Halfway lift again. Sink your buns down and make yourself like a downhill skier. Sweep your arms behind you. Super aerodynamic. Tuck your chin to your chest. Top of your head long from your tail. Building up some energy in the thighs. Fingertips open wide, toes spread wide. Start a tiny little bounce like you're hitting moguls. Buns down, buns up. Bringing warmth to the thighs, lubricating our knee joints. We're going to go for 4. 3 more pulses. Pull your pelvic floor up and in. Navel snaps up into spine. 2 and 1. Fingers to the earth. Legs straighten again. Woo! That warms them up fast, doesn't it? Clasp your hands at the bottom of your hairline, right around the base of your neck. And as you do, pull your elbows towards your nose and get really heavy, hanging just a little bit lower to the earth. And guiding this tension off the back of our heads and down into our mats here. Let's leave that behind today. 1 more big breath in. Exhale, release hands to earth. Right heel rises. Move fingertips a bit more forward so you have space to extend your right leg behind you. And let's warm up our core. We're going to crunch our knee towards our chest and extend back. Great time for blocks. Exhale as you crunch. Inhale as you extend. If your fingers get tired while we're doing these Warrior 3 crunches, make fists like me. Put your 4 knuckles down. It's a really great way to keep strong in our wrists. Now, if you're feeling really good, see if you can come to fingertips or possibly even hover as you crunch twice more. Crunch in, press out, crunch in, ha ha ha, press out. Good job. Fingers down, yogis. Toes fall, hang heavy. And then bend your knees as much as you can so you have a really springy lower half. Just hang in the top half. Lift your heels. On the balls of your feet, we're going to lower our buns to our heels. And if possible, you could stay here. But if you can, wrap hands around your shins and try to hug yourself in here. Rounding your back up and away. It's a bit of a balance challenge. Opening through the lower back as we turn ourselves into a little ball. Let's lift our hips again, okay? Once we find ourselves in fold, left leg, heel rises. And then we walk our hands a bit forward so we can extend our left leg back in a point. Figure out where you like your hands. We're gonna go supported Warrior 3 crunches. Left knee to chest, push out. Now don't forget to move your ankle, flex and point. Open your toes. If we're feeling really good here, let's see if for our last 3, we can elevate our fingers. Crunch in, push long, crunch it. Woohoo! That's tough. Push long and a deep forward fold. Great job, yogis. 1 more time to roll to the sky, lengthening out our spines, standing as tall as you possibly can reach. Heels rise. Clasp your hands. I'm going to stay a little low just so you can see them so I don't leave the Zoom screen. I want you to take your fingertips, palms turn up, and pull your fingertips towards the crown of your head. Then push your arms as long as you can to the sky. Now, if you feel really good, stretch up tall. Literally try to take yourself out of your picture if you can see yourself. Lengthen 1 more big breath in. Arms fall. Heels fall, forward fold, release your body. Great job. Let's get flowing and moving, yogis. Right leg steps back. Take a long, soft lunge back, moving with grace. Lifting your heart, and then pulling hips up high to wide pyramid pose. Low lunge, hips low, heart heavy. Knees fall to the ground, right knees, and shift your hips back half split. So we're gonna go through this flow here. Low lunge. Wide pyramid, hips high, left knee straightens. Low lunge, half split. And you move in all of the ways it feels wonderful. So if I get into lunge and I want to move my hips or lift my heart, whatever happens, feels good, go for it. Wide pyramid. No speed that's set. We just move with our breath. Half split. Great in half split to move arms somewhere new, twist body somewhere new. Find all of the ways to move. We're gonna go for 2 more rounds, and you're just moving as fast or as slow as your breath is flowing today. 1 breath per movement. Exploring, seeing how we feel today. How can we breathe new space into our bodies? How can we bring lightness to where there was once darkness? Nice job. Low lunge, my friends. Lift your back leg and see if you can hold it in space before you re-crunch. Don't worry, only one. And land in forward fold. Let your head hang. Just recover for a moment. In your time, left leg soft. Lunge back. Let's make it a low lunge, really lowering hips. You're welcome to kneel every lunge. Straighten right leg, wide pyramid. Scooch around, see what feels good. Low lunge, chest and heart are feeling happy and lifted. Knee lowers, left knee lowers, and we shift back to half split. Now, I like to sit on my heel, but half split can also be up here, right? Hips elevated. You decide how you like it today. Low lunge, wide pyramid. Low lunge, half split. Move your hands in new ways. Like I like to do a little lift and lower, a little twist and turn. See what feels good. Maybe you're moving off to the side in one of these. We have 2 more exploratory, experimental movement sets here. Lifting up through the chest is really nice. Most importantly, yogis, connect with your breath. Move with it today. When you're done that last half split, shift back forward into a low lunge. Get heavy in your right foot. Lift your left. See if you can hold it up for a second. And then softly land it down on earth. Again, hanging heavy like a rag doll. Let's see if we can move a little bit through our upper body. Like your nose is going to twist towards each heel. Twist to one side, twist to the other. Soften your knees. Spin a little bit. See if that feels great on your hamstrings. Not too much, though, that you get dizzy. Find stillness in the center. Hold opposite elbows or forearms. And start to bounce the top of your head towards the floor. Think like a pogo stick, like boing, boing. Just little soft bounces here. If we need more bend in our knees, that might feel a little more supportive. We're going to try 4 more breaths. And knowing that I like to invite stillness into our movements, if movement is good, please do it. If stillness feels better today or in any one posture, please do it. Fingertips to the earth. Let's roll on, literally roll back to the sky. Take a beautiful breath in. It might take a while to get there with our newly stretched out legs. Inhale, arms elevate. Exhale, fall to the earth. Right leg steps back. Take a big lunge back. Climb up your front thigh. So literally land on it. Stretch yourself up and use it. Press down to lift your spine really tall. Arms follow. Landing in warrior 1. Blade edge of right foot falls. Right arm falls. And then we lift up and tip back. Let's hold on as an alternative to our left wrist. Tip back some more. And then straighten your left leg and continue going. Now, if that's too intense, feel free to land the right arm. And we can even lower left arm. Closer to heart always feels more nurturing, less stressful. So breathe wherever it feels wonderful. Windmill all the way down when you're ready. Back toes turn in, heel rises. We step forward and repeat on the other side from fold. Left leg, long leg, lunge back. Arms rise. And the blade edge of our left foot windmills down. Left arm finds back thigh, right arm rises, reversing our warrior 1. Optionally for more, hold your right wrist, lift, tip, straightening your right leg. Same upper body unless it becomes too much, and let some go. You'll know if you're in a good place, if you're not clenching through your facial muscles. Things feel soft and free and your breath is smoothly flowing. Windmill back down, right toes turn in, right heel turns up, push back, yogis, back, back, downward facing dog. Hey, we finally made it. Give yourself a sway. Celebrate. Just shift your hips right to left. Shimmy your shoulders. Walk your dog. Even if you don't have one, you do when you're in yoga. Alternating knees, push, alternating heels, pull. Great little feeling. And then let's all lift our heels, both of them together, and slip them off to the left side. Scissor your feet, but keep pushing your chest back through this dog so you can stretch out your right side. Breathe in, rise. Heels twist over to the right side, scissor your feet, and then just check that you're still pushing back. I know it's tough. Push back so we can stretch out our left side bodies. Lifting through the heels again, and let's get a ripple forward. Inhale, roll to plank position. We're gonna try a series of push-ups here, my friends. So knees tap down to begin. If this is too challenging, bring them under your hips. Bend your elbows back, pointing them towards your toes, and then rise. So if you tried it one way and you're like, oh wait, that's too easy, I need a little more, we come back on the diagonal, inhale, just chest to elbows and rise. Too easy, we do them in plank. Shifting a little bit forward, so shoulders are over top of fingers. Let's try 3 more, yogis. Breathe in, breathe out. Chest to elbows being the lowest. If we need to, we lower 1 little tiny inch. 1 more big round. Inhale, exhale. Find your way all the way to the floor. If possible, shift to tiptoes. Make it a bit more challenging as you lower your body to the earth. Oh, we made it. Walk toes out. This time we're gonna come into seal, so watch me for a sec. We reach our hands a little wider than normal and our fingers, index fingers, dial out a bit, okay? So they're pointing in opposite directions almost. Lifting our chest, seal is a big back bend. So if it's too much, keep your elbows bent a little. If you can, lift a little more. I'll show you from the side. Press down your toenails, press down through your knees and your thighs. Use your lower half to help you boost up. Do you look like a little seal? I love that. 1 more big breath in. We just need our flippers to rise and then we really look like one. Exhale, release. Bring fingertips back under shoulders. Press back into child's pose. Allow your hips to just search around. Let them swing one way and the other. After a big back bend, do what feels good. Tuck your toes. Rise back to downward facing dog. Lift both heels. And then let's tiptoe walk all the way forward. Inhaling, exhaling. Try to take your time here. Lift your thigh bones up into your hip sockets. Ripple to rise. Stack your spine 1 little inch by inch. Once your head is lifted, then sweep your arms any way it feels good. Exhale right back down. Okay, let's go for another round, starting with our left side. Left leg takes a long lunge back. Find high lunge, yogis. High in the upper body. If your lower body is only comfortable on the earth, please keep your back knee down. We're gonna go for a little tilt. Tailbone under, see what happens when my back leg it bends. Tailbone releases. Tailbone under, so the pelvis is tilting forward, back, forward, back. If that's really hard for you to envision in your head, then you can actually hold your hips and go whoosh. Just kind of guide them. Down, up. Why do we do this? Do you feel your front hip flexor stretching? Down, up, 3. Tailbone down and up, 2. And 1. Hold any lunge that feels great. Left arm wraps under the right. Hug yourself for this eagle wrap. Walk fingers to the back of your shoulder blades like you're peeling open. Chin tucks to chest, elbows roll down, rebend your right knee. Stay low and load your eagle wrapped lunge. 1 more big, beautiful breath in. Full exhalation, rise to sky, joyous arms open like a V. Exhale, release, frame out front foot, step forward, yogi, step to fold. Let's repeat that. When you're ready, right leg steps back long. High lunge in the arms, low in the hips. Now, even if your knee is down, you can go tilt, untilt, right? Tilt, untilt. We're gonna start with that. Let's find the front of our right hip, the psoas muscle, tilt. So if you're elevated in the back knee, you're gonna notice that bending. Bend, straighten. Love that. Really manipulating the front of the hip here. Squeeze, tail under like a little scared dog. Tuck, tuck. Or my dog, I have a puppy, so when he plays, he does this and it's very cute. All right, finding a lunge that feels good anyway. Reach arms forward, right arm under left, but an eagle wrap this time. So forearms together or palms. Press them away from your nose, lifting your fingertips, rebending left knee, and then crunching into loaded eagle lunge. Breathe in, widen through the upper back. One more big breath in. I know it's tough, yogis. Find some determination. Slow breath in, feeling it through your low back. Arms unwind joyously overhead, big V. Exhale, frame out, front foot, push back. Here comes that vinyasa. Don't be scared, not a lot of push-ups, okay? We have a new challenge coming. Wiggle your way through your down dog. See what feels good. Love that. Take a moment to yourself here. And we're gonna practice some side planks today. So roll forward. Once again, options, my friends. Knees on diagonal or knees under hips. In that case, we're gonna start with knees on the diagonal. We're bringing left heel behind left knee, straightening right leg for modified side plank. I wanna walk you through your options before we really kick it. Back to kneeling or full plank. If you're kneeling, right heel behind right knee, left side body opens. Those are your modifications, whether knees are under hips or on the diagonal. If you're with me, we have 4 more side planks. We could be scissoring our feet like we just did in that down dog, lifting bottom hip away from the mat. Slowly, with grace, strength, and ease, even if it's just in your mind and has yet to come into your body, transition. 1 more each way. We're finding the ease. That's our goal. Top arm down. Press back, twist around the corner. Press back. Almost done all this really strong work. No worries. Now, wherever you can, shift forward. Even if it's from the knees, shift shoulders a bit forward. Slowly lower to the earth. All right, let's do some big back bends again. Point your toes, walk them way far back. Reach your fingertips overhead and put your tip fingers on the ground so you can walk as far forward as possible, as long as you can be here. Thumbs turn up, pinky fingers hover. Toes, knees, and thighs hover like you've dove, whatever the past tense of dive is, dived out of an airplane, and then pull your elbows back, bend your heels to your butt, and lift up like you've pulled your ripcord and now you're parachuting. Let's try that again. Breathe in, dive. Exhale, pull back. Try to lift here, my friends. Lengthen and lift. Flex your feet if you had pointed toes. Try it differently. 1 more time. Breathe in and breathe out. Rest on down. Whew. Good job, guys. Press back. Child's. Wiggle free of that tension, which is strength building. Get rid of it if it feels a little tight. Downward facing dog. The more movement, the better, in my opinion. So move as much as possible. Right leg rises. Let's stay here for a sec. Bend your right heel to your butt. And let's pulse over our head. So instead of just pulsing up to the sky, we're going to think like a scorpion with a stinger overhead. Option, if it's too tough, from dog, land in your left knee, and then it probably will feel more up than over. But we're going to go for some scorpion pulses. So let's try 8. Squeeze. Keep on pushing back. Get that great stretch. If you're down on your knee and you're getting tired in wrists, you can fall to forearms. 1 more big scorpion pulse overhead. Really sting, sting. Land. Good job, guys. Left leg rises. Point your toes. Left heel to butt. And so we're going to think about coming overhead with our stinger, unless we're landed on our right knee and our right forearms. Squeeze for 8. Try to open your cute little scorpion toes. Don't worry about clawing and tensing. Let go where you're able to. 4. Really working on glute strength here, lengthening and getting perky in the back sides. 2 more big pulses. And 1. Good job, folks. Pressing into downward facing dog. Lower to your knees and take a big break for your hands. Shake them, literally shake them, or you can clasp them and roll them. Let them be free. Good job. Okay, so we're gonna finish up in downward facing dog and then we'll stretch our wrists, I promise. Find your dog again. Right leg rises. Step it outside your right pinky finger. Let's get a lizard lunge on. Wide lunge. Open your chest. Land hand on right knee. Left knee down or not. And then shine your heart forward. Press back. Downward facing dog. Left leg rises. Land outside your left pinky finger. Left hand to left knee. And help yourself forward. Really pull through long. Possibly even opening into a back bend. One more each side. Let's get back to dog. Breathe to rise, three-legged in the right. Lizard lunge, right leg forward, however you like to express it. Press back. Last time, breathe in, breathe out. Pull yourself through. Feel very open-hearted here. Exhale, press back. Lifting heels, big squeeze up, hug the shins to the calves, and then tiptoe, walk forward. Lift, lengthen, lift, lengthen, lift. Hug your thigh bones into the hip socket. Lift and lift. Forward fold when you're ready. Inhale, roll to the sky. Lots of big stretches there. Sink right back down into your yoga chair. It's an invisible chair that looks a little rickety, so it's like you're testing the waters here. Bring arms up. Make a stop sign. Flex your wrists. Fingertips back towards your nose as you lower your arms. I just want to show you this from the side. Fingertips come up into the forearm, so it looks like a beak, and then rise the backs of your hands, curled into these little beaks to the sky. Flex. Here comes your wrist stretch after all that hard down dog work. Curl. Like, could you touch? You can't probably, but I'm just always thinking about like go-go gadget fingers. Can you touch your fingers into the inside of your wrist? I can't. I guess if we had really flexible wrists, we could, right? Two more. Stay low in your chair. One more. Big breath in. Okay, we're staying in this yoga chair because you are strong yogis. Bring hands to heart center. Stay in your chair, widening it up if it feels less stable. Close for a bit of a challenge. Simply twist to the right. Not lowering, just twisting. Center. Now watch my knees and my hips stay forward. Twist left. So here's what we're not doing, okay? Twisting like a washcloth in opposite directions. Twist to the right, center, left. If your thighs are burning, you're not alone, so are mine. Twist to the right and hold. Now I want to show you what this looks like. We're going to lower in pieces. Lower and then relift. Lower, relift. So I'm trying to twist my right shoulder behind me. Lower, relift, lower, relift. Can you possibly lower left elbow to right thigh without grabbing it and forcing it? If not, that's okay. We stay wherever we were able to twist to. Thumb about sternum height. And if you're using your left elbow as a lever on your right thigh, push your palms together. That will lift your thumbs to sternum height. Top of head to tail long. Who's breathing? Feels good, doesn't it? One more big breath in. Come back to center. If you absolutely need to, you forward fold and take a break. If you have more to give, stay in the center. For those of you that are taking a break, one more big breath down and fold. At the bottom of that exhale, rejoin us. Twist to the left. Okay, so we're going to start that little staircase feeling. Lower, then lift. Lower, lift. Lower, lift, lower, lift. And possibly right elbow would be outside the left thigh with that work. Finding the space. We're just inviting it in by doing that. Okay, so if we stayed lifted in space, bring your thumbs to your heart center. Twist your left shoulder behind you. Belly in, but breath is really full. You're almost done. Hang on. One more big breath in. Exhale, untwist, come back to the center. Heels rise. Stand all the way to the sky. Arms elevate overhead. Exhale, let fingertips float down. And heels. I'll let it all go. Good job, guys. Let's add on some balancing. Right knee, huge hug in, pointing your toes, flexing your feet, circling, doing all the things to free up your ankle that just worked so hard. All good? All right, let's open it to the side. Right hand to inner thigh, and if your toes are down, that's okay. Still going here. Left arm opens. Couple of options. This is a wonderful place to stay, but if you'd like to, you can hold underneath your thigh or peace fingers, index and middle, around your big toe. Extend to the right, and we're gonna move our eyes to challenge our balance even more. Eye gaze to the left. Wiggle your fingers on the left hand and see if you can check them out. Where are your left toes? Do they feel like claws? If they do, can you relax them? Where are your facial muscles? Are you gritting your teeth or scrunching up your eyes? If you are, can you let it go? Back to center. Hang on, yogis. Rebend any bent right knees. I meant rebend any straight bent knees. You knew that. Come forward and switch hands. So we're going to come across the body a little bit and then use our right thigh like a lever. If it's down, we're still using it. Fingertips of thigh, peek over your right shoulder. Extend right arm behind you. Wiggle again. Try to find your fingers with your eyes. Same option. Do you want to open your leg? Press your heel away. I can hold the blade edge. I can hold under the outer thigh or the back of the knee. Wherever you are, try to stand really tall for this leg extension. Eye gaze forward, rebend any straight legs, come back to center. One more, I know you can do this. Hold it up and extend it forward. So even if we're on the floor, extend. Squeeze your thigh, if possible, yogis. Once you extend it forward, open your arms, and then joyously lean back in your chest like you're gonna poke your big toe into a doorbell. Reach for that doorbell, push it, push it, push it. Back to center, release. Just shake out. That's really hard on the thigh, isn't it? Give it a massage if it got really tight, or you can take your knuckle and kind of like softly bang it. Gets everything out. Okay, when you're ready, hug your left knee in. Just for a sec, loosen up your hip. It's kind of scary when you know what's gonna happen, isn't it? I'd rather not know. Flex, point, open your toes, scrunch them, circle. Oh, this is the better part. Just chilling. All right, hard work to come, and then we'll stretch really, really relaxed. Open right arm. Left knee comes out to the side. This could be where I stay, right here. If I'm really feeling like going for it, I extend, holding on somewhere. And the goal would be to move our eye gaze to those right fingers that we're wiggling. Jazz hands, happy little fingers. Eye gaze forward, rebend, scoot back forward, and then draw it a little bit across your body. Try to get your right hand on the outer thigh. Eye gaze over the left shoulder, possibly outstretching left fingertips. Reach for it. Give them some movement so they're easy to see. Focus your eye gaze on your fingers, crossing, connecting with breath, and elongating. Feels so good to twist, doesn't it? One more big breath in. Exhale, come back to center, loosen up where you've held on, bring everything back with you. Okay, one more challenge. You are strong. Tell yourself that right now. I am strong. Extend your left leg, find your strength. Hold it as long as need be, and then even if you just let go for a sec, let go for a sec. If you can, joyously arms up, and then lean back like you're gonna push your left big toe into a doorbell. 1, 2, 3. Pull it back in, rebend, you're done. Ooh, I got hard fast. So wherever it feels really tight or it's giving you some feedback, rub it. Or you think like, good job, leg, love it. Arms rise. Exhale, forward fold. Let's find our way down to the mat, yogis. Come on down. Left leg first, right leg next, and a really soft approach to hip opening. Taking any amount of flesh that feels tucked under, we're gonna lift and pull it back. Lift the other side and pull it back. Right leg can stay on the floor, or if you lean back, are you able to cross your ankle over the left knee? Can you lean back here? Cross, and if everything's sticking up high, put pillows or yoga blocks or whatever you have under so that you feel like you could push down into any supports. Leaning back again, spread collarbones, open your heart to the sky. Feel like you could inflate a huge balloon under your belly and down into your pelvis. Press your knees and your hips forward. One more big breath in. And then as we come forward to fold, just try to flex through your right foot, especially if it's covered on top of your left. So we don't have like a banana shape in our ankles, keeping our joints really strong. When it feels good, use your legs, pull your heart forward, sinking down and anchoring into the sits bones and stretching your shoulders away from them. Beautiful breath in. Exhale, softly landing here. That usually takes me a few rounds to feel really good, so big breath in. Exhale, sink. Possibly trying that again, pulling yourself a little further forward. And then don't worry about how low you go. It's about how good it feels. So we sink in, we drop our chin to our chest. If you're on your forearms in any capacity, turning your palms open will allow your collarbones to smile and your shoulders to be really wide and happy. Leave your left hand or arm where it is and reach your right arm either to the sky, behind you to the wall, or possibly just wrapped around your low back. Any way to twist open. And as you come back to the center at the bottom of the next exhale, lean to the left, allow your right leg to swing behind you. It could be stuck, so you might need to actually grab it and help it. But if possible, lean off. Maybe you can just swing it back behind you. Stay for a second with both knees bent, and we're gonna side bend some more here. Left hand comes down, reach your right arm up and then over. So instead of getting low, we wanna reach like to the corner of the ceiling where the wall meets. One more big breath in. Bring that hand behind. Open your heart towards your feet, twisting a little bit towards the right side. And then come back so you can bring your right leg back to the front, but this time left leg will come in front of the right, or as we lean back, maybe it wants to cross on top. A little bit of help is okay. If you help it, just gently guide. Try not to ever force. Just see where your body wants to be today. Flexed in the left ankle especially. Lean back, maybe moving any flesh that got stuck as you transitioned out from sits bones or tail, and then heart really widely opening. Compassionately breathing down into our pelvic bowl. Press your knees forward. Any knees or hips that feel unsupported, please cuddle those up with blankets, pillows, or yoga props. Bigger breath in. That balloon is near popping. Really inflate it big in your belly. And then slowly tuck your chin to your chest and start your descent. Reaching forward. Anchor sits bones in, then stretch away from them. Inhale. Exhale. If you got lucky and you found like the best spot right away, keep it, but otherwise re-rise. And I like to sway a little bit, kind of like Ray Charles, like how he plays the piano, and he's just so beautifully into the flow. Maybe one more time. When you've landed, if forearms are down, try turning palms up. Soften your jaw, let everything hang heavier, like your facial features are dripping down towards the floor. Tuck chin, let tension roll off your earlobes and your chin. Leave left arm wherever it is. Oh, sorry, my friends. Leave your right arm wherever it is and reach your left arm to the sky. If that doesn't feel great on your shoulder, reach it behind you. Still too big, you can wrap it around your low back, but we want to try to peek over our left shoulder some way. So I like using whatever's down on the right side, hand or forearm, like a little lever to lift you, and then breathe to twist. One more big, full, slow in and out breath here. This is a great desk stretch too. You can even have your feet flat, no crossing necessary. Using your chair, your desk, or your whatever you're leaning up against, your dresser, whatever you're using at home, and twist around the corner. Unwinding, leaning back again. Unless your legs are stuck, we're gonna let them do their own thing. Both knees turn to the right side. Right arm reaches out, and then we lift up with the left arm. Any way this feels good. Just try not to collapse in your sides. Really lift up and then over. If your neck ever bothers you on these movements, we can look right on down to the floor, keeping your neck really soft and long. Inhale, rise, and then lean back to let your legs be really wide, but start to windshield swish them right to left, loosening up your hips after those big stretches. And I'd like to get in a little bit of forearm work. So we're gonna move over to tabletop, any way that feels really soothing, soft, and gentle. Coming down to forearms when you're ready, but your belly's really tight here. We're gonna do a little cat-cow on our forearms, which is a tiny movement. Let's exhale first and wring out all the air. Exhale, round your angry cat back to sky. Inhale, drop navel, tailbone and top of head rise. So it feels a lot smaller than when we do it on our hands, right? Exhale, breath is still really big. We're like a small dog with a big bark here. We're still trying to move with our breath as expansively as if we had all that space up on our hands. One more big round, reconnection with your breath. Inhale. Bringing wrists in front of elbows, tucking toes, and then lifting your hips. And right away, if you notice a pinch in your shoulders and they aren't happy, come back down, clasp your hands and press the pinky side of your hands down, then lift your hips. We're trying dolphin pose. So once you get up and you feel comfy, start to walk your toes forward towards your elbows, and then use your forearms or your pinky fingers to press you back as far as you can, nose to toes, chest to thighs. Feel your sits bones rising high. And then ease on back a bit more. Try 2 more breaths in here. Pretty discombobulating being upside down like this, right? If you're shaking, if it's sweaty, it's okay, yogis, hang in. Walking toes back a little bit so you can drop to your knees. Really nicely done. Lower to your belly, look forward, walk forearms out, knees back until you've landed back on your stomach for a soft stretch. Create a pillow with your hands, one on top of the other, and rest your forehead down. Take your toes as wide as your mat, and then turn your toes out so your inner arches or your heels are resting on the edge of your mat. This is crocodile pose. And then literally just jiggle or shake your butt side to side to work out any tension in your low back. Also feels nice on your pelvis, on your stomach. One more big breath here. Slow the shaking through your backside. And as you bring your big toes back together behind your hips, bend your right heel to your butt. Let your right hand come free. You can rest on a temple or back on your forehead, and we're gonna reach back with our right hand to try to stretch out our quadricep, the front of our thighs. It's okay if you can't reach, you're still gonna try. Or if you happen to have a yoga strap or a belt or even a sweatshirt, you can loop it around the top of your foot and hold the ends to try to pull your heel closer to your buns. Let's try another big breath in. And slowly with control, allowing our right toes to re-find the earth. Right hand under head, unless you're resting on your temple. And your left heel comes to butt. Left hand reaches back any way you're able to get a hold of it. Slowly, gently pulling heel towards buns. Try a couple breaths in here. One more big inhale and exhale, breathing down to the tip of your kneecap. Letting toes go really softly. And just as gently rolling over, which may not feel very graceful, but we're gonna be like a little hot dog in a roller. So roll over to your back, and then if you fell off your mat, just scoot yourself back on over so you feel comfortable. I got really off mine. Come on back to your backs. And we have a great twist coming. So let's widen up our feet as wide as the mat again. Cross your left ankle over your right thigh. Softly turn shoulders and palms down, eye gaze to the ceiling, and let your knees fall to the left. Maybe another time to grab a pillow and put it underneath your hips or your knees. Well, with our left ankle crossed over the outer right thigh, we hopefully feel a nice release through our right low backs. Eye gaze can move to the right. And then I like to use my left hand on top of my left thigh to pull it down a little bit deeper into this stretch. Soften your jaw again. Notice how things start to contract. We want to release once we've arrived. Really big inhalation and a gigantic sigh of an exhale. Eye gaze back to center. Open arms if you helped yourself into a deeper twist. Lift your knees slowly to the ceiling and uncross your legs whenever it feels good. So that can kind of hurt your cheek a little bit. So if your left butt cheek hurts because it got a little smushed, give it some love, relax it, rub out any tension. And when you're ready, heels as wide as your mat, left to right. Right ankle over the left thigh. We're going to really plant our palms and our shoulders. So again, we get that washcloth sensation, like the lower half is twisting only. Dropping knees over to the right. If it feels too intense, propping something under the right knee. And then try to get a comfy hold, maybe scooting that right heel a little bit further across so you feel comfy. Eye gaze looking off to the left. And if you're searching for more, right hand can come resting on top of the right thigh. Try to relax your facial muscles, especially those beautiful laugh lines, the story lines in the corners of your eyes. Can you let them melt together here? And can that skin smoothly pull down towards the mat? One more big inhale and exhale. Try to make it a sigh, literally wringing out that tension in your low back and then sigh it out the tip of your tailbone. Send it away from your bodies. Eye gaze back to the center. Let your right arm come free again, pressing strong through the shoulders, and then rise back to the center. Unhooking right ankle whenever it feels best for you. Allow your knees to steeple, knees together, feet wide. Just rest here, releasing and widening your low back, allowing it to be free for a moment. All right, let's go a little more on the outer thighs. Draw your knees into your chest. Massage your spine by rocking or circling, whatever feels really nice on your back. And another bit of a hip release. Lying cow face. So we're going to cross our left knee over, or left thigh, however you think about it, over the right. Take your knees and pull them in opposite directions and slide your hands down as low as they can go. Maybe you can grab onto your outer edges of your feet. Tuck chin to chest so the back of your neck is really long, and squeeze your heels to your butt. That feels good, right, on the left outer thigh? But it feels better if you squeeze your knees into your chest. It's a little bit of work, but it's really worth it. Squeeze knees in. Then the left outer thigh really starts to lengthen, right? Now, if your knees are bothering you here, there's a great fix for it. Hold the ankles instead. Flex your feet. Some people really need that support for their knees. Try to let your shoulders relax heavily. Let your jaw be heavy. Feel it pulling back down into your jawbone and then tension dripping off the back of your neck. When you're ready, my friends, take a knee in each hand again so that you can open your legs and a little bit of a straddle, but a bent knee straddle. Straightening out your left leg for half straddle. Whew, that felt a little tight, didn't it, after all those outer thigh stretches? This is a tough one. If it's too intense, you can prop yourself up like a kickstand. Your left hand can go under your left knee to help you. Rebend that leg when you're ready. Straighten out your right leg. I like to put my arm heavily on the inner thigh, and it gets you a little bit deeper into these half straddles. All righty, when you feel pretty good, close your knees again, but this time right knee over the left, And we take our knees and pull them in opposite directions. We want to try to tightly cross our thighs, sliding down towards the blade edges of our feet and pull our heels to our butt cheeks. And as you sit here, can you widen your shoulders? Widen your ribs and your pelvic bowl. Crunching knees to chest. Oh, that feels really good, doesn't it? Crunching, crunching. Keep squeezing through the hands, but relax your shoulders. Tuck chin to chest, lengthen back of neck, and then try to relax your face. Closing your eyes, blocking out the stimulation. Just rest here for a moment. Keep squeezing knees to chest. One more inhalation and exhalation, long and slow. And at the bottom of that exhalation, allow your hands to come undone. Hold a knee, uncross your legs. Let your knees fall open, just a gentle straddle with bent knees to start. And then possibly propping up the outer thighs, straighten both legs. See how they like this full straddle. And if you're feeling pretty safe here, you can bring your hands to the inner thighs. Try to rest heavy arms so we get more out of it. And then move again. Scrunch your toes. See if you can get a little bit of cracking or space creating noises. Circle your ankles. Ah, it feels good, doesn't it? All right, my friends, one more fun little thing here. We're going to hold on to our thighs, or possibly if you can take your peace fingers around the big toes, we're going to hold them. And we start to rock toes to head. It's a challenging rock to get going with our wide legs, but we're going to attempt to rock all the way up to seated. Slowly, 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 allowing your legs to point and heels to fall to the earth without crashing like I did. So if you have to leave at 1:55, this is your 1 minute warning. We're going to stay here and fold by lifting our seat and pulling it back a little bit, pulling tailbone up. Taking our inner thighs and rolling them out behind us. So there's nothing preventing us from folding. Felt good, right? Lift the arms, kind of like you're climbing a rope. Lift. Side body's lengthening. Flexing toes towards nose. And then when you're at your very tallest, reach forward. Feel the stretch on the inner thighs. Feel your spine strengthening and lengthening. And then finally allow your hands, your forearms, whatever feels good to come down. Rest. You can round your back here. Tuck your chin. Allow the back of your neck to get really open and heavy. And it may feel better for you to point your toes in wide-legged forward fold. Just see where you enjoy, or do a little of all. Some of you may want a bit of a challenge here. So we can, again, take our peace fingers like we just had. Hook them onto the big toes. Lift. And exhale and rise this way. Release on down whenever you're ready. Two more big breaths in. Final breath. See if your body's opening up and allowing you in, if you can deepen your posture in any way. Hands release if you were holding on. They come back under our noses to help us rise gently. And then just close your legs a little bit so you feel good side bending. Reach your right arm out. This is another great stretch for your desk or your workspace. Lift your left arm up. Even if you're holding the arm of your chair, just tip over. Come right into the other side. Left hand down, right arm up, up, up. Always up first. Finding space, then tipping. Let's try that one more time on each side. Tip. Using our breath, release. Inhale, exhale. Coming on back to the center. Gathering up our knees, I'm going to show you from the side. We're going to close our legs and bring our knees into our chest. Hug around our shins like we did in the beginning in that squat. Roll your upper back as far away from your thighs as possible. Dropping your chin and just finding this beautiful cat stretch. Tough to breathe, but it feels really good on the back, doesn't it? So let's unclench our jaws and slow down our breaths to enjoy this one. Now, a really tough way to rise, so you're welcome to just swing your legs behind you and get up a different way. But if you can, start to rock again. I open my knees. I'll show you from the front. Open my knees and reach in between them. You have to have your feet flat. But I like this rather than crossing legs to try to rise. Oh, it's really hard because crossing ankles to rise can be really tough on knees. Might not get it, but sometimes you do, and it feels pretty darn good when you do. Rising into forward fold, no matter how you've chosen to get to this posture. From here, give your head one more big no shake. One beautiful yes, yes, positivity, productivity, energy for the rest of today. And then ragdoll, roll yourself to the sky. But if you encounter a bit of spinal tension or tightness, just a gentle rock side to side or a pause and breathe. Let's try to get out all the spinal tension as we rise. Once your head has risen all the way to the sky, arms overhead, clasping your hands behind your low back, uplift your heart, soft bend in your knees, squeeze your buns, and then try a little back bend here. So we have soft knees, heart opens, and then we bend as much as it feels good, soft elbows. If this feels great, unclasp your hands, circle them around, reach up for a victorious V to the sky, and then find a big belly opening back bend. Still feels good. Last challenge of the day, lift your heels, try to kiss your ankles together. Really tough with eyes up, so if you got very wobbly, look down and then find your suspension pose. Eyes forward. Nice job, yogis, heels down. Stand up tall again, and then with relief, bring hands to heart center. Very good job today. Way to go for those weird movements we did. I hope that you feel better after having connected with your breath and finding some energy. Hopefully feel more fluid and strong in your body. Take a little bow to your fingertips, my friends, in gratitude for your practice. I'm grateful you shared your practice with us today. The light in me honors is inspired by and very humbled by your lights. Thank you so much, and namaste.